organizations until like 11 p.m. and then they start doing their work. And it's like, I was probably overextended as well as an undergrad, and there's nothing wrong with putting your work first, because you know, college is the last time that you'll have free time to learn. Anytime after you graduate and you want to learn something new, it's just gonna be, you're gonna have your job, family, things and that in the way. So there's nothing wrong with getting the classwork down first before you go crazy and go and join all the organizations.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with taking extra classes, so you can finish early.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I finished early, but then I took an extra semester of courses just because, I mean, I don't want to leave Atlanta.
So. And take advantage of summer school. Yeah. Those 5-week sessions, like, they go by so fast.
And if you can get required courses out of the way, then you can take some really cool electives during the year.
We had to take PE 101, so we had to take a physical education course. Clearly, I took it after graduation, in the 3-week session after graduation, because I didn't have time in my schedule for gym for, what, 10, 12 weeks now. So yeah, those like 3-week classes and stuff, you just go every day, just take advantage of that summer program. Even if you can't do a full, you know, a full semester, just take advantage of 1 or 2 to get those core classes out. Yeah.
And if you can, try to connect with, you know, some people who you recognize have like a similar commitment to studies, and get some study groups going, or some study partners. Because when you feel like you don't want to study or you don't want to write that paper, it really comes in handy. It's a huge blessing to have people to do that work with, and stay up those long hours. You got the Doritos, cool. I got the ramen.
I wanted to say something about that, because it's really important for you to surround yourself with people that actually have a goal in life. Right. So, I mean, like, because I met some people down at U of I, and they know when it's time to work and they know when it's time to party. So, you just need to be able to surround yourself with good people, and surround yourself with people that will actually help you and not be selfish and just, no, I have to do this, so, be with people that will actually help you. So that'll be a good one too.
And your college friends are your friends for life.
So right about that.
And I'm standing right behind her.
Oh, and I have one more tip, I'm sorry that I didn't tell. When you're applying for graduate school, as Amber talked about earlier, make sure that you create relationships with your professors, because you will have to come back to them for letters of recommendation. So raise your hand and pretend like you want to be there, even if you don't want to be in class, because those are the people who you do have to come back to for letters of recommendation.
So right.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever heard of the Disney College Program? It's like an internship.
I have a roommate.
Yeah, I applied for it and got accepted. So it's for the fall of 2012. So I'll be gone next semester, the whole semester. But I have enough credits, so when I come back in spring 2013, I'll be counted as a junior because I'm a sophomore now.
That's great.
Yeah, I'll be doing like the food and beverage because I want to do restaurant, and then I'm an artist. I'm doing too much already. I'll just encourage people to check it out. You can go on Google and look up Disney College Program if you have any information. It's a paid internship, and it's a good resume booster. And you can find an occupation that goes along with your major or career goal or whatever. And anybody have any like stories about it that they know of that they want to share? If you had a friend that was in it or something, like you said.
My roommate did it. I can actually connect you to her. If you give me her email, I'll call her and let her know that I'm gonna. She was a Disney person. My whole room was Mickey Mouse. And, like, she loved it, and she actually works down there now. She's actually Snow White, I want to say. Yeah, she is Snow White. So yeah, she loves it just that much. So yeah, I can definitely connect with you to get you her information.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Well, you guys feel free to come and devour these snacks. We have plenty of food left over. And yeah, we'll just And if there are no more last minute thoughts or questions, we'll go
Oh,
ahead.
another thing, when you're in college, be sure to connect with your academic advisor or whatever to
yes.
know exactly how many credits you need in each area, where you stand.
Amen.
Because too many people get that surprise junior, senior year, like, oh, I didn't do this, and you stay another year, and that's money, and that's
We
just.
change the program.
To piggyback off of that, I connected with my academic advisor. It was my senior year for my capstone class, and my professor was just, he wouldn't get it. Like, I'm telling him, I have no idea what to study for in your exams. It was a psychology course where in each chapter, there was probably 40 different psychologists, and he would ask questions that just seemed so irrelevant to anything, like which psychologists were related to each other. So I would go to him and ask him to give me tips on how I can study, what I need to study for those courses. And through my mentor, actually, she told me, go tell your academic advisor, continue to stay on your professor, and let them know that you're struggling, but you want to do better. And that helped tremendously. So the next class, and what really made me upset about the situation, when I was asking the professor, what could I do? He was just like, study more. Study more. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that. But, you know, any other information would be helpful. And my academic advisor sent him an email, and I was absolutely struggling in the course, but because of her, he broke down more information in the class. And I ended up, I believe, getting a B or so in that class, and I had an F at one point.
Wow.
So,
Nice. What about spiritual life in college?
That was hard.
It's hard, right?
It was very hard, but you know what? I love Trinity for the online campus.
Yes.
That was the best thing ever. I made it a point to watch 6 o'clock service every Sunday. I don't care. People knew not to call me during 6 o'clock service on Sunday. I didn't want to talk to anybody. Don't call me on the phone. But I think, and definitely spending time, you learn how to spend time with yourself in your own spiritual life, and learning how to, read the Bible and do, your daily breads on your own, because you don't have that, you're so used to home that when you're away, it's kind of hard. But definitely, and try the churches in the community. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's definitely different places. How was your experience with that?
With what?
With the spiritual life, being away from home.
I don't think we have enough time to go there. I'll just say that there was about a good year that I didn't go to church in college, and I think it was because I grew up in the church, and finally I didn't have to go, so I didn't go. But not going to church and not having that fellowship really snowballed into a slew of just absolute lackadaisical spirituality. I'm talking no prayer, no meditation, no connection with God, too much partying, dating like these men who had absolutely no thought of Christ. So it was like, he came later in life. I met him when I was in grad school. Junior year was amazing for me because I rededicated my life to Christ. Started getting back into church, and I'm talking like 3 or 4 times a week because I just felt like I had fallen that far behind, and I needed that jump start. I joined the choir at the church I was at, and just got really active. And it was around that same time that God reminded me of my call to ministry. I finally accepted my call to ministry my junior year of college.
What about that thing?
Then I started preaching the word, and then I started a college ministry, a live music college ministry. Every Friday night we put on a live music event at the coffee shop on Morehouse's campus. And Jasmine's, that's right. And it was hot, like for a year, like people would pack it out every Friday night. And it was awesome. And I really, like God did an amazing work in my life in college. And, just been trying to stay focused ever since, trying. So college is just so formative. When you have that space and that time and that opportunity to really hone your relationship with God for yourself. Not because mom and dad are telling you to go to church. Not because they're taking you to vacation Bible school. Not because, it's just what you do. but because it's a choice that you're making for yourself, because you recognize, like, I need God in my life, man, it can set you up with some really good spiritual patterns for the rest of your life. But you were right about the people situation. Because, I mean, that's a point where, you know, you can really act really grown too fast in college. And you really need some people in your corner that are going to help you keep your center.
Yeah, and to that, I was just gonna say, don't be afraid to lose a few friends.
Amen.
I definitely had some, you know, people that I thought would be in my corner and excited for me, and everybody wasn't, you know, happy that I was trying to get my life together and get on a different page. So just don't be afraid to lose a few people along the way.
That's right.
It's all part of life.
Absolutely.
And real quick to add to that, sometimes you don't necessarily have to remove people because you may be the reason why they connect to Christ, but everybody has their place. So if their season is over, their season is over.
That's
But
right.
if time comes along where you're the reason why they connect to Christ, then you should be there for them.
That's right.
One other thing that I see, like, especially if you go away to college, you're away from your family, you don't have, like, you sort of, everyone around you is the same age, you have peers, you don't really have, like, people who are older that you interact with, and so it seems like for people that go away, a really good thing is that they can find a family friend or something like that, or especially through somewhere like Trinity, it should be possible wherever you go to college that they know someone locally. And then if you have someone at every semester, whatever, you could just go have actually a home cooked meal or something like that. It can make a world of difference. So that comes up with the networking and figuring out who do your parents know or who do your friends know where you go to school, or who does the 20-something ministry know in all these different regions and stuff like that. Because there's someone there and you just don't know it, but you know that seems like that helps people a lot. They have somewhere. Like when I went away to college, I couldn't come home for Thanksgiving, but you know, I had somewhere I could go to have Thanksgiving dinner and stuff like that.
I would say really keep in touch with your family, even if you are away, because my friend lost both of her parents this past month. So, and like to, you know, we knew the whole family, and so for her to experience that and not have her parents to go back to, like, really keep in touch with your parents, really keep in touch with your family, because my sister right there, you know, she went away and we haven't talked that much. So like we need to, you know, and I miss those days when we can, you know, it's just it's like a big gap. And so we're trying to build that, but like it'll be very important to just stay in touch with your family because you never know what will happen. So just really keep in touch.
That's good.
I was kind of going to piggyback off of that. Just because I went away, like I said, to Michigan State, I went away. And although it's not that far, it's still not easy for me to come home just like that. And like my parents and I, and even my sister, we weren't really we didn't really talk on the phone as much, you know what I mean? And so I would come home, but like you said, it would kind of be a gap. And even when I was away at school, it would feel like it was just me. But it's like this semester, my mom and I, we just made a pact, okay, we're going to talk every day. And, like, it really amazed me how much that actually helps me, like, just in being away. Like, just being on the phone and just talking to her or just updates of, Mom, guess what happened today? You know, like, that just, it really helps me to be okay